Hello, everybody. I know we are all getting settled and we still have some numbers trickling in, so I'm just going to give it a little bit of time while we still wait for people to join. Looks like people are still joining. Welcome, everybody. We are just waiting for a couple more people to join before we begin. Numbers are still climbing. Just going to give us one more minute while people are still joining before we begin. Okay, I think it's time for us to begin. Well, welcome everybody and good afternoon. My name is Bailey Brown and I work here at Carnegie as a digital strategist. Thank you so much for joining our session today. This session is entitled Search Experience Optimization, the New SEO. Now, before we get started, I just wanted to share a few really quick housekeeping items. Number one, this session is being recorded, and as you know, we will share links to those recordings with all attendees at the end of the week. But definitely keep an eye on your inbox because we're gonna email those recordings to you when they are available. While the video streaming window that you're currently viewing offers both Whova and Zoom functionality for chats and Q&A, we ask that you please use the Zoom chat and Q&A. This will allow our presenters and support teams to more efficiently respond to your questions. And at the end of the session, we will answer as many questions as possible. If you have questions or you need help during the session, you can email the team using conferences@carnegiehighered.com or message us in Whova through the Ask Organizers Anything section of the community board. And then finally, we would just encourage you to be social during these sessions, to tag at Carnegie HQ for any posts that you share about today's session. And with that, I am super excited to introduce our speaker, Mia Pang. Okay, Mia, take it away.
Thank you, Bailey. Hello, everyone. So happy to see you all here and talk about SEO and content marketing together. My name is Mia Pang. I'm a director of content and SEO at Carnegie. I've been with the company for almost 5 years. Some fun facts about myself. I was an international student. I came to the US about 9 years ago for my master's degree in marketing, and I've been living in Boston ever since then. Besides doing content marketing and SEO, I'm a cat mom. I'm a big foodie. I like to cook a lot. And today I will share a very special recipe with you for your web content. So here's what we're going to do together today. We will first discuss the impact of AI on organic search, and then talk about what it means to optimize our website content for the search experience. And then we will dive into thought leadership content and how to repurpose your content into different formats. So if you're ready, I have a quick question for you. You probably have heard of many, people say that SEO is dying. Some might even say that SEO is already dead. How many of you think that SEO is really dying in 2025? There will be a question pop up. I would like to hear from you. What do you think? All right. Seems like a lot of people think that SEO is still pretty much alive and kicking in 2025. Awesome. For me, SEO would be dying if we only optimize for the search engine bot and totally ignore the student's experience. So this is especially true with the rapid development of AI. Why? Because human users are the true consumers of our content, not the algorithm. Whether we optimize for the traditional search engines or for the AI generated search engine, we ultimately serve our students. I believe that SEO would be dead if we take the students out of the equation because SEO is not just about traffic and rankings. User engagement and conversions are way more impactful to the institution, and engagement comes from our human users, our students. That is why it's time to refocus on optimizing for the experience and not just for the bots. So what's the difference between search engine optimization and search experience optimization? Can you name some of the outdated search engine optimization practices? Put into the chat and let us know. Here are a few tactics that I think are outdated. When we only care about the algorithm and the bots, we try to stuff keywords on every page on the website. We would prioritize quantity of content instead of the quality. We might have duplicate content on the website, and that is confusing to our target audiences. We produce thin and low value content targeting only top of the funnel keywords, and we only optimize text content. On the contrary, in search experience optimization, where we are emphasizing the students' needs, we try to understand our audiences through keyword research. We prioritize quality over quantity of content. We build unique pages with clear purposes. Instead of producing thin content, we create helpful and comprehensive content. We use a full funnel strategy and multimedia in our content marketing. So why search experience optimization is more important now than ever? Because AI is transforming student search behavior. Google AI Overview, by now I'm sure many of you have encountered this when you use Google search. It was rolled out last May. Essentially, Google AI Overview shows an AI-generated answer to a query with citation links for users to keep exploring more website content. It typically appears at the top of the Google search result page, and there's no specific trigger to it. It will appear if the algorithm detects that AI-generated answers can enhance the search experience. But we do see that longer tail search queries are more likely to trigger AI overviews. The search feature includes citation cards and links to the websites that the AI answers extract information from. As you can see in the screenshot here, there are links after each sentence. And on the right-hand side here, you also can see the clickable link cards. High-end website content can be cited in AI overviews. In this example, when I search which nursing school is best in Boston, Boston College, MGH are recommended by AI overview. Besides Google AI Overview, there are many other AI search engines, including ChatGPT, Copilot, Bing, Perplexity. They leverage machine learning and natural language processing to provide a more advanced search experience. A few advantages they have: first, personalized responses. AI can remember your search history and tailor the generated answers to your personal needs. They have stronger contextual comprehension, so meaning LLMs can understand complex content and the intent behind the query. They really understand why you asked that question. AI search engines also can pull information from various sources. They can access the internet, for example, ChatGPT, Bing, Perplexity. They can all access the internet and get real-time information. And just recently, Claude also announced that it can now search the web. So it used to be that LLMs only rely on their training databases, but now since they can access the internet, they have the ability to get up-to-date information from your website, which really enhance the accuracy of the AI output. Besides websites, AI search engines also gather information from social media, videos, online forums, and other databases. They examine the patterns across platforms to learn about who you are, what you do, Another important difference between AI search engines and traditional search engines is that instead of just listing the websites related to a search query, AI search engines generate answers, insights, even solutions for you. So that really disrupts students' search experience and their behavior, right? Here you can see the students' conversion funnel. Throughout this college search journey, at each stage, students would have different search needs and they use different search queries to find information. So before AI, in the awareness stage, you might have a prospective student who is interested in business majors, and they might start their search by typing in a keyword on Google, bachelor's in business programs, right? And as they browse different websites, get more information about bachelor's in business, they might return to Google again, type in another keyword, bachelor's in business administration program finance, because now they want to learn more about the finance concentration. Then in the evaluation stage, they might have another question. How does a BBA compare to a bachelor's in finance? They might want to know which degree is the best fit for them. So they need to go to Google again, conduct another search. This process really goes on and on and on until they finally are ready to start their application at a certain university and type in their search query again on Google, apply to XYZ University's BBA degree program. So this was the process of organic search before AI. We need to type in our search queries one by one every time we had a question about making an enrollment decision. And Google would give you a list of blue links on the search result page, right? And say that, okay, these are the most relevant websites to your search query. And you would click through these links to find the information you need. It's kind of like you go to the library and then they say, okay, these are the books that you should read to find the answer to your question. But now with AI, the search experience has changed tremendously. It's like you are talking to someone who has read all the books and they can give you what you need directly and point you to a direction. The search experience became a fluid conversation with LLMs. Keywords also became more conversational and more question-based, right? Instead of a short keyword like business majors, students now they can ask more complex questions. What are some schools with good business majors? Search engines do not just give you a list of links. It generates insights and suggestions directly in the output. Search queries are also getting more complex and personalized. For example, I'm thinking of going back to school for a master's degree, and I have 5 years of work experience in accounting, and I want to break into data analytics. What programs do you recommend? AI can handle questions like that. There are more examples like this. The search experience is more conversational and more insightful than ever before. Students can also ask follow-up questions on AI now to continue the conversation to get more information. For example, on Perplexity, I asked, I don't want to go to a 4-year university. What are my options after high school? So this is a pretty common question for high school students. Perplexity gave me some suggestions. You can go to a community college, go to trade school, get a job, take a gap year, etc. But if I were a prospective student, and I want to learn more about one of the options. Now I wouldn't need to go anywhere else and start fresh again, but to just stay on Perplexity and ask a follow-up. I'm interested in going to community college. What are some options in Boston? Then I will get information about community colleges in my local area along with the links to their websites. Google also recently just announced that it's going to release a new search function called AI Mode, where users can interact with AI and continue the conversation right on Google search. I just got early access to this function and I searched what's the most affordable way to go to college on Google. Then I can toggle to this AI mode to continue the conversation with the model. The layout is pretty similar to AI overview with answers on the left, link parts on the right-hand side, but the difference is that you can ask AI mode to make your search into a conversation. So there's no doubt that AI is changing how students find information about colleges and universities, and the search experience is getting more dynamic. But how many students actually use AI as their search engine? I'm sure that you probably have that question. I can tell you that website traffic coming from LLMs did increase a lot recently. Can you take a guess how much has website traffic coming from LLMs increased over the past year? Let us know in the chat. 850% year-over-year growth for website traffic coming from LLMs. However, it is true that AI search engines are still not yet the mainstream of website traffic. Currently, it only accounts for about 0.2% of the overall traffic, but we saw a really significant increase in just one single year. So that means we cannot ignore this trend, and the change is definitely happening. So we need to future-proof our website content. So let's summarize how has the student organic search experience changed and what is changing right now. First, students used to go type each keyword into the search bar to find information about program or college. That is changing, right? Now search is more of a fluid conversation. Search engines used to just list relevant website links on the SERP. Now AI generates information right in the conversation. And related to that, students used to click through the search listings and go on your website to find the info they need, versus now, students will only go to your website for very in-depth and trusted insights because AI can easily cover the basic for them. In the old SEO strategy, we cared more about how much traffic we can get, how high we can rank on the SERP. Now, of course, traffic is still important, but we need to pay more attention to engagement and conversion to measure the ROI of SEO. Without context, the number of traffic doesn't really matter. We need to know if students actually resonate with our website content. Do they interact with us and take a conversion action on the website? So what does it really mean when we say we need to optimize for the search experience? It means that we should craft content that can support students' college search journey. So first, we need to think beyond keywords. Keyword research is still important in SEO, but the way we approach it needs to change. Just like we mentioned before, nowadays student search experience is a conversation, and students no longer just search terms like bachelor's degree in nursing. Nowadays, they are looking for insights and advice and not just a simple list of answers. Therefore, we high-end marketers need to change our mindset as well. We need to think deeper behind the search keywords instead of targeting the lexical keywords. We need to understand the why. Why prospective students search this term? What do they really want to know about this topic? Right? For example, if you're trying to target a keyword, is bachelor's in nursing really worth it? What do they really want to know behind this keyword? Is it just a simple yes or no question? Or do they want to get insights into career outcomes, salary potential, the cost of the degree? Do they want to know how long it takes to complete a nursing degree? Can I get clinical experience while earning a degree? Many motivations and considerations are behind this student question. So once we can target the search intent instead of just the keywords, we can create powerful content that can address students' concern and help them make an informed decision about enrollment. Optimizing for the search experience also means that we need to create human-first content that can demonstrate EEAT, which stands for experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. Following this EEAT guideline can help you ensure AI and search engines recognize you as a reputable and trustworthy source of information. If your content includes authoritative information, shows that you have expertise and experience in that topic, AI search engines have enough confidence to cite you as a reliable source. Because AI search engines essentially rely on external databases to enhance their output's accuracy, you also want to ensure that your content is up to date, is accurate, so that your students can get accurate information when they leverage AI search engines to find information about you. The other part of EEAT is expertise and experience, right? That means your content should incorporate opinions from subject matter experts and have a unique perspective to entice students to engage with you and take an action. If your content follows the EEAC guidelines, it will be more shareable, and that will help you with your overall brand awareness and brand mentions on the internet as well. AI does a really good job summarizing information and giving basic answers to student questions like best universities for nursing major. If you want to get more engagement from students, I think high-end websites need to invest more in the mid to bottom funnel content. What is mid to bottom funnel content? It's the content like articles that can influence students' enrollment decisions. Optimizing just for the top level pages like your program pages is not enough anymore. To be cited in AI search results and have students actually click through to read your website's content, we need more decision enabling thought leadership content. As we mentioned before, students are craving trusted advice and in-depth insights. Thought leadership content is going to serve that need. For example, create thought leadership articles to address these concerns. Why should I choose nursing major? What's the difference between ADN and BSN program? At the bottom of the funnel, students, they might want to ensure that they are making a good decision about their education. So they might want to get more insights into, is XYZ a good college? Why do you choose to attend XYZ university? Let's utilize thought leadership content to actually help our prospective students make the right decision for their college enrollment. So now, how to build thought leadership content that really matters. We will go through the steps here. First, to brainstorm your ideas, and then mapping your content to the enrollment funnel, and then I will share my content recipe with you. Very quickly, what is thought leadership content? Thought leadership content is helpful to a wider audience, even to those who don't know about your institution yet. You provide expert insights and solutions to enable decision making. Here are some examples of thought leadership content. Top 8 reasons to attend college in New York, what looks good on college applications, how to navigate a career in hospitality real estate. This type of content is not directly related to your institution per se, but it's very helpful because we don't want to hard sell what we offer. We want to put students first and give our advice to them. Now, how can you find ideas for your thought leadership content? We need to first investigate what our target audience wants to know, right? What questions do students have? So a few tools that you will find helpful. First is Google Search Console. This is a free tool that every website owner can access. You can try this query regex filter to find question-based search terms that your website appears for. And then the next tool that I use a lot is called Answer the Public. You can type a short keyword, for example, accounting degree, and then the tool will spit out relevant questions that users search in this area. So, and then you can find many valuable search keywords. For example, can accounting degree work in finance? Is online accounting degree better than on campus? Right. So through these student questions that you find, then you can try to understand their intent. What do they really want to know? Why do they ask these questions? What kind of content I should create to help them? So very helpful tools to find relevant questions. ChatGPT is also a great tool for brainstorming, a very helpful assistant to me. Here's a prompt that I used recently as an example. Act as an expert SEO, write thought leadership content about health administration for a university website. The target audience is prospective master's degree students with 5+ years of work experience in healthcare. The goal is to increase brand awareness and user engagement by addressing the target audience's concern and their questions. What topics would you write about? You can adjust the prompt however you want to for your purposes, but the key here is that we need to give information about our target audience and say that our goal is to help them make an informed decision. So that is very important information to give ChatGPT. Then on the right-hand side, ChatGPT came up with some really good recommendations for thought leadership content, like emerging trends in healthcare administration, comparing MHA, MBA, MPH programs, etc. It's a really good start for me to brainstorm some topic ideas. And of course, ChatGPT is not perfect, right? Never just copy and paste what ChatGPT says and then use it on your website. The real beauty of using AI tools for content creation and brainstorming is to refine the ideas with your knowledge, right? Come up with some really cool and original ideas. Keep prompting to get more topic ideas that actually can fit your institution and your audience's needs. For example, on the right-hand side here, I kept prompting and I said, what other topics will generate clicks from our target audience? And then it will give me some more content ideas here. After your keyword and topic research, the next step is to map those content ideas to the student search journey. Which articles or topics are in the awareness stage, which ones are serving students in the evaluation stage, and which ones are for the bottom of the funnel audiences. So this step essentially is to help you come up with a full funnel content strategy. As we mentioned earlier, it's not enough to just have top level pages or program pages anymore. We need to have decision enabling content as well. So once students know about your programs, how can we help them evaluate different options? In this example, right, maybe an article about MPH versus MHA versus MBA, which one is right for me? And then once they are in the conversion stage, how can we enable them to take the next step? How about writing an article on how to prepare application for MHA? Also in retention, do we have student and alumni stories to validate the value of our education so that they will stay with us and actually enroll in our college? Finally, my personal recipe for thought leadership content. I told you I love cooking, I'm a big foodie. So here you go, my spam recipe. S stands for subject matter experts. P stands for unique perspectives. A stands for target audience. M stands for multimedia content. Every piece of successful thought leadership content should have these ingredients. When you are creating your content, think to yourself, did I incorporate insights from subject matter experts on this topic, such as faculty members or admission counselors? Does my content have a unique perspective that is original, different from other content on the internet? Is the information highly relevant to my target audience? Did I use images and videos on the page to make it more engaging? Besides the spam recipe, we also need to follow some basic SEO best practices. For example, having a succinct content structure with proper header tags, provide a summary in the beginning of the article for better readability, relevant keywords naturally woven into the copy, using internal links or to other relevant content on your website, optimizing your metadata, and a strong call to action. The last part of search experience optimization is repurposing your content into different formats to expand your impact and brand awareness. We just mentioned that multimedia is essential in the recipe. Why? Because AI bots don't just crawl websites. They gather data and brand mentions from social media, video platforms, other databases. It learns from patterns. For example, it will look at all the Carnegie reviews, web pages, our social media, and many other places to know that, okay, Carnegie is a marketing agency specialized in higher ed and is famous for digital marketing, branding, web development, enrollment strategy, etc., etc. It learns the association of things, right? So consistency and strong brand representation is important in the age of AI. And also from the user experience standpoint, students don't just search on Google or just on ChatGPT, right? They are searching and consuming information on social media, on YouTube, on Spotify as well. Repurposing content is an efficient way to expand your student reach across these channels. take an article, transform it into a podcast, a video, or maybe a social media campaign as well. I want to especially point out the importance of YouTube video content because YouTube is the second largest search engine after Google and is owned by Google. YouTube videos can appear in regular organic search results, but also in AI overviews. As you can see in this example here, when I search how to become an accountant, there was a YouTube video directly cited in AI generated answer. If you are able to show up here, right, you can imagine you can gain a lot more views and interaction from prospective students. There was a 25% increase in YouTube AI overview citations since January. So one way you can utilize your YouTube videos is to repurpose your existing videos into thought leadership content for your website. Converting your videos into thought leadership articles can help you have more pages indexed on Google and AI search engines. You can also do the other way around, right? If you already have thought leadership articles, you can convert them into YouTube videos to get more authentic engagement. I highly recommend this tactic because you can use high quality content to meet students wherever they search, and it's easy to scale. You don't need to create content totally from scratch. But also remember that repurposing content is not duplicating or simply reposting. It's about presenting content in another format to add value to your audiences. Here is the process that I use to convert the video content into articles. I'm not going to go through, every single bullet, but I will highlight that a very important step here is to start with a high performing informational video that is long enough for you to convert into an article. Because if you choose a video that is only about 1 minute long, you probably won't have enough content to make it into an in-depth article. Another important step here is to use header text to structure your converted article. And also you will need to add value to what's covered in the video, right? Maybe you have new examples, additional tips that you want to include in the article to make it more authoritative and make it more up to date. So very important step there. Also, don't forget to include your internal links and calls to action. Essentially, check your converted article with a spam recipe. Okay, now what about converting articles into videos? If you already have written articles but want to transform them into video, you can also do that. You can start with a high traffic thought leadership article because it signals that it has great potential for engagement. Then you can develop the video script based on the written article. I have a prompt here for you to test. I have just been testing this prompt recently, so improve it however you like to. First, I asked AI to act as a content marketer. The task is to convert my blog post into a 10-minute video. I asked it to first do semantic keyword research and then create a video script for me. I also inserted my blog post URL into the prompt as well. And then the output from ChatGPT was actually pretty good, pretty impressive. The target keywords were solid. It gave me some good suggestions to the target keywords. It also gave me the draft of the video script that outlines what should be covered in each scene. And of course, again, never just use the content from AI directly. Refine it with our expertise. But this is a good starting point for me to make a video based on the blog article that I wrote, right? So super helpful to get things started. All right, finally, I want to share with you what I think about the future of SEO. Student search behavior is evolving, and we must challenge the SEO status quo. It's time to shift our mindset from optimizing for the engine to optimizing for the experience. Putting our target audience first is always the most important thing in marketing. All right, thank you so much for joining today. We have some follow-up resources here for you to dive deeper after the session. We will have about 10 minutes for the Q&A. That's perfect.
Sounds good. Thank you, Mia, for all of your hard work and also just that presentation. Super insightful. And with that, we had a number of questions that just came through the Q&A. So with our remaining time, we will try to cover as many of them as we can. Mia, the first question that we got is AI hurting traditional search since people can find answers without going to the website page?
Well, it's a good question because like it depends on how you define hurting. If you mean like, do I get less traffic? Maybe, because like you said, now students, they don't have to go to your website to find basic information like your tuition rate. They can just ask, how much does it cost to go to XYZ university? And AI can give the answer. So you lost that traffic. So that's why, in the presentation, I just said that now it's not just enough to have those, basic information on your website. We need some decision enabling thought leadership content that is interesting and in depth enough so that students, when they search information, they will click through your website and read those, very in depth and insightful content on your website.
That's super helpful. Thank you. Another question that we got was, are you concerned about institutions producing a flood of LLM generated low quality thought leadership content?
Good question. 100%. Like, definitely don't do that. Google and other search engines, they consistently update their algorithm as well. So they're getting so much better at detecting this low quality content. So a very famous algorithm update is helpful content update. So actually a lot of websites that utilize, kind of not utilize, abuse AI to produce like low quality content took a hit from this algorithm update because Google and other search engines, they just know that this type of content is just polluting the environment and not providing value to the users. So definitely don't do that. We can utilize AI to help our content creation process, like brainstorming, but definitely don't abuse AI to just create content and copy and paste that to your website. It's not going to be helpful that way.
Super. That's a great answer. Okay, another question that we got was, for those of us who are fortunate enough to run PPC campaigns, should we invest more in long-tailed keywords?
Good question. I'm not a PPC expert, but from an SEO standpoint and a student search behavior standpoint, since that is the trend, we see a huge increase in long tail keyword search volume. So thinking from that perspective, I would assume yes, but definitely I would check with the PPC specialist as well on that front.
Great. Okay. Another question that came in is, are there cost-effective ways to seek insights and understand students' motivations if budget is too tight to conduct student surveys every so often?
Yeah. That's very excellent question because one, of course, you can do some market research, and also, at Carnegie, we have market research, competitor research for you. You can understand the different segments of students and what personality you should present on your website and your content to attract those students. Definitely super helpful. Recommend that way. But like you said, if you have a very tight budget, I cannot afford a thorough market research. What can I do? Right, a very simple step that you could do is to do search listening and social listening. So I just demonstrated in a presentation, right? When you're searching those question-based keywords, you can just type the target keyword on Google and see what kind of content pops up, right? For example, if you search um, computer science bachelor's degree on Google, that's what you want to target, and that's the segment of students that you want to target. Type that keyword on Google and see what websites are ranking and what is featuring in the AI overviews, and you can get a feel what kind of content that students like to see. So maybe they are asking, the first one, let's say the first one came up is, what can I do with a computer science degree? Then you know that students want to know career outcomes about that topic. That's one way that you can kind of get a feel and understand what your target audience want to read and want to see.
Oh, super helpful. Okay, another question was towards the end of your presentation, Mia, you were talking about repurposing content. A question came in, should you add the video to the article that you are repurposing?
Yeah, 100%. Definitely do that because when you embed the video on the web page, then when you use SEO to draw more traffic to your website, right? At the same time, if they can see the video on your web page, then you also get more views on your YouTube, and then they will help each other. One way, your SEO helping your YouTube to get more views. On the other end, your YouTube is helping your SEO to get more traffic as well. So definitely recommend that tactic.
Another question is there any benefit of doing these separately? First SEO, then CRO, or are you looking at both of these holistically?
Yeah, I think SEO and CRO, in my opinion, they are connected. When we're doing SEO, search engine or search experience optimization, we are not just talking about like how to rank higher and how to get more traffic. The other half of SEO is also when we get those people on our website, how can we engage with them and how can we convert the traffic into conversion, right? So that is CRO, right? So I don't think that they are totally separated. When we are doing SEO at the same time, we are also implementing the best practices for CRO as well. But there are also, more in-depth CRO tactics like A/B testing, things like that. So depending on your budget, you can do SEO first, which is also included part of CRO, and then dive into deeper for CRO specific tactics as well.
Okay, last question. Do you have any solutions for AI that is pulling inaccurate content? Our example is AI answers promoting the graduate enrollment deadlines and not the undergraduate ones, even when you are searching for undergraduate.
Yeah, that happens a lot. So, of course, on one hand, something is not in our control when AI is pulling, inaccurate information or just generating something that is totally inaccurate. But we can prevent that to a certain extent by having our website content super accurate and up to date. So a lot of times I have seen that happen to some of my clients' website. That happens because we have duplicate content on the website. Like our website content is not specifying this is undergraduate versus that is graduate, and it's not super easy for search engines to crawl these pages and understand clearly what is what. So a good maybe next step for you to do is to audit your website content to see, do we have duplicate content? Do we have conflicting information on the website? As you know, AI, how it works is garbage in, garbage out. If you have more accurate information feeding the AI model, then it will come out with more accurate information for your students as well.
Sounds good. I think that is all of the time that we have for today for questions. If we didn't get to your question, please post it in Whova's Q&A feature on the right side of your screen. And Mia or a member of our workshop team will reply on that page. So thanks for attending the session on SEO. Mia, as always, you are excellent. Just wanted to mention super quickly, as a special promotion for our digital marketing workshop attendees, we are offering a 20% off 12-month conversion rate optimization package. So go ahead and scan that QR code on your screen to complete the form, and our team will be in touch. And be sure to stay tuned for the From Click to Commitment session at 4 o'clock this afternoon to learn more. Be sure to head back to the agenda in Whova so you can take another look at the remaining sessions. Next up for our digital marketing workshop is the 2025 Streaming Trends and Strategies for Higher Education. And that gets started at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Thanks all again and enjoy the rest of the conference.
Thank you, everybody.